Welcome to another edition of Travel Calumet's original podcast. I'm Rick Sense, your host, and with me today is Monica Ariens from the Ariens Nordic Center. Monica, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Rick. Thanks for having me on.
So I hear this rumor that there's this thing in Brillion called the Ariens Nordic Center. Could you maybe give me some background on that?
So Ariens Nordic Center, we are getting into our second winter ski season here, and we're really excited about this season kicking off because we finally have all the infrastructure in place, and we have a lot more activities and programming that we're launching this ski season that we didn't necessarily have last season, just because last season was our first year making snow. A little bit about Ariens Nordic Center. We are an outdoor recreational center in Brillion, Wisconsin, and we have a 5K network of trails, year-round trails, and we have snowmaking capabilities on all 5K. It's a looping system. We have a 20-point biathlon range, and if you aren't familiar with biathlon is a cross-country skiing and shooting sport, which is one of the most famous winter sports over in Europe. So with all the Nordic heritage here in Wisconsin, we thought that biathlon would be a great outdoor sport to get people outside in the wintertime here in Wisconsin. I know when February rolls around in Wisconsin, a lot of people are trying to find things to do and stay active, so we've created a great place for people to get outside and enjoy winter in Wisconsin.
So you have like 200 acres, I believe, is the size of the...
Yes, So our trail system covers about 200 acres right now, and we are hoping to open our ski trails on all 200 acres by mid-December, pending weather, always is the caveat with that. But we should be good. It looks like the temps are going to start dropping finally, like the weekend after Thanksgiving. So we're aiming to start snowmaking then and hoping for cold temps so we can just make all of our snow at once this year.
So obviously you have events going on if you're a training facility for the Olympic team, but do you have events and times available for the public to come and use this great facility?
Yes, so once our snow trails are open, you can stay tuned on our website or social media to keep an eye on when trails will officially open, and we'll phase opening. But our trails will be open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, and then our trailhead building hours are going to be approximately those same hours, but they may vary. We do have the ability where you can get on the trails whether or not our building is open. You purchase your pass online, and you can go scan your pass at the gate and hop right on. So trails are always open, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. And if there's a closure because of poor weather or rain or warm temps or something, we would have that updated right on our website. So that's where you would find those real-time updates in trail conditions.
Could you maybe let the listeners know how unique of a venue this is when you look at the entire planet? How many of these type of centers are there?
Yeah, so Ariens Nordic Center is kind of one of a kind Nordic ski venue, biathlon venue in the Midwest, really. So a lot of these venues you would see out east or out west, and there's probably a handful of these types of venues in the country nationwide. So we are really putting ourselves on the map for the Midwest region and even nationally. It's quite awesome, and we're working really closely with the other venues too, out east and out west. So Lake Placid out in New York and Soldier Hollow in Utah are likable venues. I think they're venues that we could aspire to be someday, but we are partnering with them in different ways to really work together as the venues that we have to offer for within the United States.
You just have this wonderful list of great events coming up, but I'm going to focus on the Nordic Center and what the original intent of the venue is, and that is the biathlon and also competitive racing and things. We'll start with some of the events coming up along those lines. I know in January, late January, it's the Ariens Nordic Invitational, and it's an NCAA qualifier. UWGB considers Ariens Nordic Center their home field, so to speak. Can you maybe talk about that relationship in that event?
Yeah, so we are the home venue for the UWGB Nordic Ski Team. That program has really taken it to the next level the past couple of seasons with their newer coach, Sam Myers. And we are the home venue now for UWGB Nordic Ski Team, and they are hosting the NCAA qualifier on January 26th through 28th, and will be the host for that. So we're really excited to have them out. They've been training at our facility for since last winter season and all off season. I didn't mention that we do have 3.5K of paved roller ski loops. So their team and other teams around and just recreational users have also been able to train in the off season for skiing. But back to January 26th and 28th, yeah, we're really excited to be the host venue for the Ariens Nordic Invitational, which is being put on by UWGB.
If spectators, and I'm assuming spectators are encouraged to attend?
Yeah.
And okay,
always.
And what would they see? What kind of things happen at this type of event?
So the venue is designed in a way where we have a nice spectator hill that actually overlooks the start and finish area of where these Nordic ski races will start and finish. So you really get a good perspective of what's happening from a race standpoint from one location. That's kind of what makes our venue unique, is you don't need to run around and chase who you're trying to watch. You can be in one spot and see what's happening from a lot of different areas at once. And you also get a beautiful view of the start and finish, which is hard to come by with a lot of races. Bring your cowbell, Nordic skiers, biathletes love a rowdy crowd. Any kind of cheering cowbells is great. We will have some food service available too at these races, concessions. We do have our own food service, so stay tuned for what types of pop-up food and beverage, beer we might offer during these events to satisfy spectators and participants.
And I've been out to the center, and it's quite a spectacle, really, when you think of everything that's out there. And you even have branded ski wear, correct? I mean,
yes.
If I wanted to deck out in U.S. Biathlon stuff, I could. Ariens Nordic Center
so
stuff.
Our Trailhead building, we do have a retail shop in there with a lot of Nordic ski apparel, but just winter apparel in general that is co-branded with U.S. Biathlon and Ariens Nordic Center, or there's just a lot of Ariens Nordic Center branded gear as well. Or if you're just looking for some long underwear, some base layers to keep you warm this winter season, we've got that too. So if you're looking for any gift ideas for this holiday season, feel free to check out our retail shop too at the Trailhead building.
You brought up the holidays, so I have to ask. I know there's a lot of stuff happening out at the Nordic Center, at the Ariens Nordic Center this Christmas season. Mm-hmm. And maybe if you can just kind of walk me through some of those things. I know December is going to be a busy month. I could do anything from buying a tree to having something with Santa going on, lunch or breakfast. So maybe you can just fill listeners in on some of that.
So starting December 2nd and the following 3 Saturdays, December 2nd, December 9th, and December 16th, we are going to be hosting Christmas at Ariens Nordic Center. And this is really just an opportunity to come check out our Trailhead building, learn a little bit about Ariens Nordic Center, and hopefully our ski trails will be opening within that time frame too. But we will have an outdoor Christmas experience for with a kids craft, bonfires, music playing. We'll have food and beverage options as well. And then additionally, during that time, we will be selling Christmas trees, as you alluded to. So starting the weekend after Thanksgiving, November 24th, we will be selling Christmas trees. We'll have Fraser firs, balsam firs, and some wreaths options as well. And if you come and buy your Christmas tree at Ariens Nordic Center, we will offer you a 20% off our winter season pass as well. So, it's a good time to get into the winter spirit here, get your Christmas tree and get your trail pass and be ready for ski season.
And other events, I know there's one with the Let Me Be Frank folks, if you wanted to maybe talk to listeners about that.
Yes, so on Sunday, December 10th, we will be hosting Let Me Be Frank at Round Lake Farms, which is on the Ariens Nordic Center grounds. And that will be an impersonation show by Frank himself, and it'll be a really great time. It'll offer food, a dining experience with a show as well. So you can check out that at ariensnordiccenter.com/events to see the Let Me Be Frank details. And then we will also be, the day before, on Saturday, December 9th, we will be hosting a Santa brunch at Round Lake Farms at Ariens Nordic Center as well. And we will have 2 seatings for that brunch with Santa at 9 a.m. and then 11 a.m. And that also can be found at ariensnordic.com/events. And so it's a great opportunity to get together with your family, friends, grandchildren, whoever it may be, to come and get an opportunity to have some special time with Santa while getting a great meal as well.
You mentioned Santa. We all know there's only one Santa Claus, so
Right.
I won't even go there. But you did also mention the Let Me Be Frank event, where there's going to be impersonations happening. So, is there an opportunity for folks around the area if they want to impersonate Santa? Any events coming up that you might have planned?
Yes, as a matter of fact, on December 23rd, we will be hosting a Santa ski race at Ariens Nordic Center. So we see this as an opportunity to, dressed as your best Santa or Mrs. Claus and throw on your skis or rent some skis from us and have a little fun right before Christmas. And we will be giving out Santa hats as well. No obligation to dress up, but it's part of the fun holiday spirit here. So pending weather is good for us. We are looking to kind of kick off this ski season with a Santa ski race. And those details can also be found at ariensnordic.com.
Once we get into the new year, the weekend of the January 20th, 21st is the Ariens King of Snow Festival. Can you maybe talk to listeners about that?
So January 20th and 21st, we are kind of launching a new festival that we plan to have as we continue to evolve here, and we will be hosting the Ariens King of Snow Festival. So, as you know, we are associated with the Ariens Company, which is a power equipment business, very well known for our snow blowers. So Ariens is actually sponsoring the King of Snow Festival, and that'll be a 2-day event with a ton of activities for all families, doing from kid activities to vendors selling merchandise to an ice bar, beer garden, food and beverage, live music. We will be hosting a fat bike race on Saturday through the Snow Crown Series is coming and hosting their fat bike race at Ariens Nordic Center on Saturday. So we're expecting about 300 to 400 participants in that, and then an additional couple hundred spectators just for the fat bike race. If you've never experienced a winter fat bike race, come on out. It's a great time. And then we'll have all the other activities going on. And then Sunday, we will be doing a King of Snow ski race, and we will be crowning the King and Queen of Snow. And also, we will have a kid race component to that as well, where we will crown the Prince and Princess as well. So, and little teaser here, the winners of the Fat Bike Race and the King of Snow ski race will win snow throws. Men and women, top men and women finishers will win a snow throw. So
that's like gold in Wisconsin
yes,
this time of year.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Oh,
so
great.
A lot of fun activities, whether you're looking to participate in the actual races or just come out for a great time. We'll have something that will appease everyone. So.
You mentioned snow, and listeners, just so you know, it's a beautiful 60-degree day here in Wisconsin today, mid-November. Very unrealistically unnormal weather that we're having today. But you have the capability of making snow on site, obviously. Mm-hmm. Can you maybe talk to the listeners about what that process entails, what equipment's needed, how long does it take to get a 200-acre area covered in snow?
Yeah, so I'll answer this as best I can because it's way above my pay grade on the technical elements that are at play here. However, we do make snow, and we dug a 10 million gallon pond to be our water source. So if you're wanting to make snow, the biggest need that you have is access to water, and that's always the biggest challenge when it comes to making snow. So we dug a hole, and we have it's well fed, and so that is our water source. And then we have multiple hookups throughout the entire trail network where we hook up snow guns, and the water piping is all laid underground, so we don't need to worry about the freezing. We buried that below the frost line, so we're good to go there. And then we're at the mercy of the weather. So when the temperature, snowmaking is really based on temperature and humidity. So when those two pieces are in perfect snowmaking, hit that criteria, that's when Sean and team fire up those snow guns and start making snow. So in a perfect world, we would be able to get that temperature and humidity and that it would stick for 10 days straight, and we would be able to go and make our snow for 10 straight days and then be done for the season. So typically, once you make your initial snowpack, you're good for the year. And unless you have a crazy warm snap or incredible rain, that's really going to be detrimental to it. But even last winter season, when the weather was super fluctuating, warm and raining, we still were able to be open. So typically you get your initial snowpack made and down, and you're only having to do touch-ups for the remainder of the year. So we're praying to the weather gods that this year we have cold temps so we can just crank out our initial snow packed right away here and get open by mid-December. And we will be phasing how we open. So once our initial opening, we'll have a smaller amount of K open for skiing, and then we'll slowly add on to that to get the whole facility up and running. So I think being open by mid-December is doable if the weather forecast that we see today stands.
So if I'm thinking of, I want to go do some cross-country skiing, and I'm looking outside, and it happens to be one of those rare, mild Wisconsin winters where, hey, it just doesn't look like there's enough snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Should I just make that assumption that Ariens Nordic Center can't help me, or should I check the website? What would you suggest?
Yeah, you should definitely not make that assumption. So if you look out your window and you see brown, that doesn't mean we're not open, because generally you'll still see white at Ariens Nordic Center. So we will be open. The snow that we make is very durable, and it should last through March. And check our website, make sure we're open. We should be. And mild winters don't really mean too much for us. We're able to make that snow. And last winter season, little fun fact. So we were the furthest place south in the state that was open with guaranteed snow. So a lot of people from the southern state, Illinois, Chicago area, Indiana, they were traveling up to Ariens Nordic Center to train last winter season. A lot of them were participating in the Berkey up in Hayward. And we were the closest place open that they could come and train and be on snow. So definitely don't rule us out. If it is a mild winter, we should still be open. So check out our website.
But I'm sure it's going to be a typical Wisconsin winter with a lot of white stuff. Let's hope, right?
Yes.
Just final question for you. In all that you've been working on with the Ariens Nordic Center, what's kind of the thing that stood out as the biggest surprise as you've gone forward so far with the overall putting together the whole venue, putting together events, scheduling events? What surprises have you run into?
I would say surprise or pleasantly surprised was just the how thankful and appreciative the Nordic community is, and just the community at large, for what we've done here in Verlian, and how receptive everyone has been, and the encouragement that we've had and just people saying thank you for doing this, and they're so appreciative and are enjoying the fruits of our labor and the things that we've been working on, thinking, oh, people are going to enjoy this, and then actually seeing that come to fruition. I think last winter season we had done so much planning, and it was so many emails and conversations, and then getting into the construction, and then finally being able to see people enjoy what we've been working on for so long was just really incredible. And how that has just evolved and spread is really, really fun to see. And people who come out of nowhere, then they're like, hey, I heard about Ariens Nordic Center. It's like, how did you hear about that? That's awesome. I'm like, yeah, come join the fun. It's for everyone of all ages, all skill levels. It's not just a world-class facility for people who want to become a professional athlete in cross-country skiing or biathlon. It's really, we built it in a way where it can be of fun and interest to those who just want to try it for the first time. So we We have rentals too, so you don't need to worry about buying your own gear because that can be costly. If you just want to try it out, come rent some gear with us. We are offering ski lessons as well this winter season. So if you're interested in just fine-tuning your skills a little bit, we can do that. Or if you're wanting to throw on skis for the very first time, we can help you with that too. And it's for all ages. So you can be 3 years old or you can be 93 years old. And we're open arms and want you all to come out and enjoy what we have to offer. So
before I wrap up, just one more opportunity. Can you tell direct listeners where they can go to learn more information about the Nordic Center?
To learn more about the Nordic Center, from our programming to our events and all the other fun in between, you can visit us at ariensnordic.com. That's ARIENS Nordic.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Monica. I really appreciate you joining us this morning. And just wanted to give a heads up to listeners that this is our 6th podcast, and we really thank you for listening. We've seen some really wonderful growth in downloads, and we're actually starting to see international downloads. So thank you for that, and thank you for joining us again this morning. We'll catch you next time. Thanks.